So good afternoon everyone. I think so in last lecture we have started with the LoRaWAN. So basically this is the wireless technology which consumes low power and can have the low and can have the long range. Okay, so we have seen the standardization and alliance who are actually working on the LoRaWAN. Okay. So initially the LoRa was a single layer architecture only, and which has been developed by the French company Cycleo, and now this company nowadays has been acquired by the Semtech. Okay, so the Semtech is responsible for developing the second layer. Okay, and one more thing, and one more important thing, that LoRa WAN is a two-way communication. It supports the two-way communication. Okay. So we have seen, I think so, the physical layer for the LoRaWAN. We also see the MAC layer. I think so the part of the MAC layer that I think so I have covered. So today we'll discuss about the MAC layer and the topology as well as the security that is going to be implemented inside of a LoRaWAN. Okay, and then we'll go for the NB IoT and other LTE variation. So probably for the LTE Cat 0 and LTE M and the NB IoT, so which are very simpler as compared to the other technology, because we don't have to, as per your syllabus, we don't have to study the physical as well as the MAC layer implementation or the layer communication related to this technology, because they are using the LTE band itself. So the communication protocol that are going to be used is nothing but the different protocol that has been supported into the wireless communications. Okay, in the GSM as well as into the WCDMA. So the MAC layer of LoRaWAN, I think. So the MAC layer is defined in the LoRaWAN specification. The MAC layer is defined in the LoRaWAN specification. As we know that we are having the Semtech as well as the LoRa Alliance, which are actually working on the LoRaWAN. So the Semtech is responsible for the implementation of the physical layer modulation, while as the LoRa Alliance or the LoRa specification is responsible for the LoRaWAN MAC layer implementation, as well as it is responsible for handling the different bands for the communication. Okay, so the MAC layer is responsible for a classification of the LoRa devices into the three different categories. I think so these categories are also discussed, as well as we have discussed the different message type, because this header format consists of the M type field. That is nothing but the type of a message. Okay, so in the LoRa we are having the three different kind of devices category: class A, class B, as well as the class C. So class A consists of the categories or the devices which are optimized for the battery power devices, which are responsible for allowing the bidirectional communication, and they are having the two receive windows available for the communication purpose. So class B consists of the devices which satisfy the properties of a class A. In addition to that, it can have more than two receive window. Okay, and class C is adapted for the powered node. So those are actually connected to the continuous power supply. Then we have seen the different MAC message type. So the first one is nothing but the join request and join accept, which is going to be used to establish the connection by the node to the network itself. Okay, so the node is going to send the join request. Okay, and the network is going to send the join accept. So the node is going to be connected with the network. Then after connection to this node, after connection of the node to the network, the node is responsible for sending some data to the server, or receiving some data from the server. So based on that, we are having the data up as well as the down. Data up is nothing but sending the data from node to the server, and down is nothing but sending the data from server to the node. And again we have just seen the difference between the unconfirmed data as well as the confirmed data. Unconfirmed data, so when we are just doing the transmission of the data by using this field, that is what unconfirmed data field is going to be set as an 1, or the type of message is nothing but the unconfirmed. So this kind of a message does not require, or this kind of data transmission service does not require the acknowledgement. Okay, so this kind of data transmission is not a reliable one. Why? You must have to go for the confirmed data up as well as the down. So confirmed data, so this confirm indicates that this requires the acknowledgement whether the data has been received by the receiver or not. Okay, so the LoRaWAN endpoints are uniquely addressable whatever the devices. For example, if you are just going to send the network, okay, even though if you are just going to send the wired network, LAN अगर सेटअप करना चाहते हो, okay, तो उसके अंदर के जितने सारे डिवाइसेस है, अभी ये वायर्ड है यहाँ पे, so all the devices must be uniquely identified. So in order to uniquely identify the devices, we are having the different kind of addressing scheme. Okay, physical level addressing as well as the IP level, that is what the logical level addressing. So in the physical level addressing, we are going to use the MAC addresses. Okay, so MAC addresses are going to be used in the physical layer, and second thing is nothing but you are going to use the second type of addresses are nothing but the logical addresses, or simply they may be a IP address or the port address also. Okay, based on the layer that you are using. So for example, if you are using the transport layer, so where the type of addresses are nothing but the port. If you are using the network layer, so then the type of addresses are nothing but the IP. And if you are just using the physical layer, direct communication, so at that time the data will be sent based on the MAC address or the physical address. Okay, so likewise the LoRaWAN endpoints, so whatever the devices that has been connected inside of a network are uniquely addressable, and they are just going to be used, and endpoint can have the global end device ID. Okay, end device ID, it is global. Okay, it is not the local. So by this ID, this device is known inside of a network. Total network के अंदर you can just communicate with this device by using its global end device ID. So that has been indicated by device, okay, EUI. So that indicates the end device ID, device end identification. So this is represented as an IEEE EUI 64. EUI stands for extensible unique identifier, or extensible unique identifier. So this extensible unique identifier is a 64-bit long. Okay, and this is the type of addressing scheme like IP address that we are going to use. Only the difference is that in the IPv4 we are having the 32-bit address, while as if you just go for EUI, it is having the 64 bits. Okay, and again an endpoint can have the global application ID. Okay, this is again address type, the communication based on device to device and communication based on the application server. So on the application server, in order to choose a particular application, so this endpoint again, okay, endpoint can have the global application ID, again represented with the 64-bit, and that uses the IEEE standard EUI, extensible unique identification. Okay, so single endpoint, okay, a single endpoint can have the end device ID based on the network as well as application ID based on the application server. Okay, application ID based on the application server. So single end device can have the two addresses. One is nothing but the device ID, and second one is but the application ID. अब device ID है, so network के अंदर वो that particular network, how to identify the device uniquely. So for that purpose you must have to use the device ID, while as the data transmission will be done based on the application. Okay, the different application protocols, I think so, they are supported by the LoRa, that are nothing but the COAP, Constant Application Protocol, MQTT, then IPv6 or 6LoWPAN, Okay, so such kind of a protocols are going to be supported. So based on what kind of a protocol, so based on that protocol you are having the application ID, you are having the application ID, like we are using the port number for the application layer protocol, बराबर है. जैसे TCP/IP अगर आपने देखा layer architecture, so if you are just using the HTTP as a protocol of a application layer, so you are using the port number 80, right? 80 protocol is going to be used. In the same way, based on the application, you are having what? The application ID. So the end device is configured with the two different kind of addresses. So the first one is nothing but the device address, and the second one is nothing but the application address. Again, in the LoRaWAN network, endpoints are also known by their end device addresses. End device addresses. So these devices address are nothing but अब ये है logical type of a thing. Okay, ये है logical type of a thing because you are just connecting the node inside of a network, and in that network, whatever the node that has been connected are address, or they are known by their device addresses. So these device addresses are 32 bits, out of which the 7 most significant bits are representing the network ID. Likewise, again, if you just compare this with the IP addresses, okay, IP addresses, we are having the different types of IP addresses classes. So class A, class B, class C, class D, as well as class E. Out of this, D is a special purpose and E is for what we can say the future use kind of addresses, but they are again utilized nowadays. Okay, but if you just go for the ABC, you know the IP address is 32 bit long, right? 32 bit long. So it's having the 4 octant or 4 byte representation. A representation on the 4 octant. Okay, so here you are just using in the class A you are using 8 bit for the network ID and 24 bits for the representation of the host ID. Then if you go for the class B, 16 bits are for the network ID and 16 bits are for the host ID. Okay, in the same way, अभी जैसे यहाँ पे LoRaWAN के network के अंदर, so let's suppose this is the LoRaWAN network, this is the network 1. Okay, network, again we can have the network 2 for the LoRaWAN. Okay, so we can have a collection of 2⁷ different network. जैसे यहाँ पे देखो 2⁸ networks are there and 2⁻24 hosts are there within the network. बराबर है. In the same way, if you just go for the LoRaWAN, a single LoRaWAN implementation can have 2⁷ networks, and in a particular network they can support 2⁻25 hosts. 2⁻25 hosts. So large number of hosts are going to be supported inside of a network. So in order to identify a network itself, you must have to use the 7 bits, most significant bit. Okay, so 7 most significant bits are represented as a network ID, and 25s are nothing but the network address. Oh, that is nothing but the address of the node into that particular network. Okay, that particular network. Okay, so simply if we just consider the LoRaWAN architecture, अभी देखो यहाँ पे LoRaWAN can again this is again we can have the LoRa devices, okay, that uses the radio frequency in order to transmit the data, as we know that. Okay, so they are going to transmit the data to the different gateways. Okay, so if you just consider this as a single device, this can send the data to this node or this gateway or this gateway, no issue. Okay, so we are having the duplication of the data. Okay, we are having the duplication of the data. So when the data reaches to the application server, okay, required application server. So let's suppose this single ये single device consider करके चलो, it sends the message hi, okay, to via this gateway, this gateway, this gateway. Now these gateways are working at the MAC layer. That is what the second layer. Okay, and through this MAC layer, and again utilizing the higher networking protocol like IP. Okay, they are connecting to the remaining network. Okay, remaining नेटवर्क. सो अब उसका प्रोटोकॉल कम्युनिकेशन ये लोरा का पार्ट नहीं है, इससे आगे का लोरा का पार्ट नहीं है. सो दे आर यूजिंग द स्टैंडर्ड TCP/IP प्रोटोकॉल फॉर द ट्रांसमिशन ऑफ द डेटा. ओके, छोड़ दो. यहाँ पे हाई मैसेज आ गया, यहाँ पे हाई मैसेज आ गया, यहाँ पे हाई मैसेज आ गया. अब ये पर्टिकुलर डिवाइस के लिए डिवाइस आईडी रहेगा. लेट्स सपोज द डिवाइस आईडी इज नथिंग बट DI1. ओके, DI1 की तरफ से DI1, राइट. So high message 3 times it has been sent. So when it reaches, so let's suppose it is trying to communicate with this application server. Okay, this application server. So when the data comes to this application server, these application servers must have the facility of data deduplication. Data deduplication means what? It's having the DI1 high, 3 different message, 1, 2 as well as the 3. Out of these 3, it will drop the 2 packets and only have a single packets available with you. Okay, so that is what the data deduplication. ये कैसे होता है? ऐसे जनरली यहाँ पे मेरे पास में एक रेडियो डिवाइस, एक डिवाइस है, लोरा डिवाइस, ओके, which is going to transmit the data to the gateway. Okay, so it can transmit the data to the different gateways available. Okay, so in this diagram we are having the 3 gateways available. So अभी देखो यहाँ पे a single LoRa endpoints can have the application data, application specific data है. ठीक है, जब मैंने आपको पहले भी वो 7 लेयर जो बताए थे OSI के, या फिर हमने देखे थे 4 layers of the TCP/IP. In the same way we are having here the application layer inside of a LoRa. So they are using, either they are using the COAP application layer protocol, MPTT message queuing and transfer, telemetry transfer protocol, IPv6, or the some advances to the IPv6, that is nothing but the 6 low personal area network protocol. Okay, then RAW and different others. Okay, so based on that, अभी ये application कौन सा है, वो कौन सा protocol use कर रहा है, based on that, okay, we are having the application data. So that can be read on the application layer, application server. So these are the application server. Now look here. So these devices, okay, so LoRaWAN endpoints are transmitting the data to the gateway by using the LoRaWAN physical layer. Okay, so what is there inside of physical layer? Same, the preamble is there, start frame delimiter is there, then the data is there. Okay, and for the MAC layer it can have the MAC header as well as the MAC payload as well as the message integrity, right? So the LoRa devices are going to send the data to the gateway by using the LoRaWAN radio physical, and this gateway are working on the second layer, that is nothing but the LoRaWAN MAC, and they are communicating with the another with the internet via this backhaul. Okay, via this backhaul. Okay, so this server is connected to the remaining internet in the world. Okay, and these gateways are responsible for sending the data, and in order to send that data, the IP tunneling is going to be used. So you are just going to use the protocol that has been used into the TCP/IP. Then it reaches to the network server, and now network server will transmit the data, okay, based on their application. So they are going to, this network server is going to transmit the data to the specific application server. So this is the network server, and this is the application server, right? So this network server uses the IP transport again. Okay, TCP/IP जो सूट बोला है उसके अंदर ट्रांसपोर्ट के लिए either it can use the TCP protocol or it can use the UDP protocol in order to transmit the data to the application server. Now this network server is responsible to look into the MAC layer and it specifies the address type. Okay, कौन सा address type वो? It is looking for the application ID. कि application protocol कौन सा use किया है, based on that it will transmit the data to one of the application server, and as the data reaches to the application server, again it will be decrypted and original data is available at the application server. So this is how the LoRa will transmit the data. Okay, this is how the LoRa will transmit the data. Okay, समझ में आता है? Yes. So the topology that has been implemented by the LoRaWAN is nothing but the star of star topology, because it can have the multiple devices. Okay, these are the endpoints, LoRaWAN endpoint, as well as they are having the multiple gateways. That's why it uses the star of star topology. Star of star topology. Okay. Then security that has been implemented inside of the LoRaWAN endpoints implement the two layer of the security. Okay, two layer of security कैसे होता है देखो, अभी ये जनरल वैसे ही है आपका. These are the LoRa LPWA, that is low power wide area devices. Okay, फिजिकल लेयर में कम्युनिकेट करते हैं, उसके बाद में यहाँ से यहाँ डेटा ट्रांसमिट होता है, उसके बाद में नेटवर्क सर्वर के लिए डेटा ट्रांसमिट होता है, उसके बाद में लो पावर LPWA एप्लीकेशन सर्वर, उनको भी डेटा ट्रांसमिट होता है. तो होता कैसे, इसमें टू लेयर की सिक्योरिटी यूज़ की गई है. So the first layer is nothing but the network security. Even though it is network security, it is going to be applied to the MAC layer. So what happens inside of a MAC layer? So here you are just using the authentication. Okay. So this network security is going to be applied to the MAC layer, which guarantees the authentication of the endpoints by the LoRaWAN network server by using the network session key. Network session key is going to be used to connect with the network, okay, end devices, or to identify the end devices, or to authenticate the end devices. We must have to use the network session key. So it is simply what we can say, the password that is going to be required to connect with the network. Okay, and the second layer is nothing but the application session key. So app yes key, which performs the encryption and the decryption function between the endpoints and its application server. अभी देखो यहाँ पे. So first one, encryption of the application data, original. अभी जैसे यहाँ पे दिखता है आपको, we are having the app data available with us. So this data has been encrypted. Okay, this data has been encrypted. Then second one is nothing but अब जहाँ जैसे जैसे नंबर देखते हैं, देखो, दिस इज द एंड डिवाइस, LPWA डिवाइस, दिस इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू डिवाइस encrypt the data end to end. So the decryption of the data will be done by the AS over here. Decrypts, okay, decryption of the data. So in order to decrypt this, it will uses the application key. Then second one is nothing but you are having the network encryption. So separate network encryption to the DNS, and now this NS will uses, our NS is responsible for the decryption by using the network key. Okay. Then third, LPWA devices are sending the packets wireless medium पे send हो रहे हैं आपके. All the APs, that is nothing but the access point or the gateways that are present in the range that will receive the data. अब यहाँ पे security reason कौन सा भी नहीं है, या security कौन सी भी यूज़ नहीं कर रहे हो, खाली जो डेटा है वो आपका 2 बार encrypt हो चुका है. एक device encryption and second one is nothing but the network encryption. So when the data reaches to the network server, here the network server uses the network key in order to decrypt the network message. Once the network message has been decrypted, So it having the application message and application data. So that the network server is going to identify the application server, and then it will transmit the data to the application server. So the 6 point is nothing but NS forward packet to the relevant network server, or we can say the relevant application server. And once it reaches to the relevant application server, AS will decrypt it by using the AP key. So the two layer of the security has been implemented into the LoRaWAN. The first one is nothing but the network security, and second one is nothing but the application security. So the network security is going to be utilized by the network server in order to decrypt the network message and to get the address of the application server, and based on that the network server forward the data to the application server or any other network server. जैसे RIP यूज होता है आपका वन नेटवर्क टू द अनदर नेटवर्क इफ इट इज़ नॉट डायरेक्टली कनेक्टेड. Okay, so from one network to the another network server, from one network to the another network server, and at last this network server is responsible for forwarding the packets to the application server, and then application server uses the application key in order to decrypt the data. So 2 times encryption and 2 type decryption will happen inside of a LoRaWAN. That's why the LoRaWAN is again more secure. Okay, right. So this LoRaWAN endpoints, so whatever the endpoint that has been attached inside of a LoRaWAN to a LoRaWAN network must get registered and authenticated. So this can be achieved through one of the 2 join mechanism. ये जो device authentication है, so one will be the activation by the personalization and over the air activation. So activation by the personalization, so endpoint does not need to run a join procedure, as their individual details including the device address and the NWKS key and apps key session keys are pre-configured and stored into the end devices. Okay, so this same information is registered into the LoRaWAN network when any end device is trying to connect with the LoRaWAN networks. And over the air activation, so endpoints are allowed to dynamically join a particular LoRaWAN networks after successfully going through the join procedure. Okay, so this is again a wireless again, but it can be work on the wired principle. एक बार आपने इथरनेट केबल अटैच कर दिया तो आपका मैक एड्रेस जाता है. वैसे एक्टिवेशन बाय पर्सनलाइजेशन इंडिकेट्स व्हाट, all the information is going to be shared already, well as over the air is nothing but like purely wireless concept. Okay, so the device can be present into the number of LoRaWAN network. Okay, the single device. So that's why we can have the concept of LoRaWAN roaming over there. Okay, which is present into the LoRaWAN 1.1. This is not present into the LoRaWAN 1.0. Right. So here the endpoints are allowed to dynamically join a particular LoRaWAN network after successfully going through the join procedure. The join procedure must be done every time a session context is renewed. So during the join process, the sending and receiving of a MAC layer join request and join accept messages will be done, and the node establish its credential with the LoRaWAN network server, exchanging its globally the unique device EUI, application EUI, the AP key. Okay, and then the AP key is responsible for the derivation of the session network session key as well as the application session key. जैसे हमने देखे कि different types of addressings are going to be used over there. So activation by personalization is nothing but setting a device by manual, well as dynamic setting of a devices can be done by using over the air activation. So these are the 2 different joining mechanisms that has been implemented into the LoRaWAN to connect the different end devices inside of a network. Okay. So competitive technology, LoRaWAN की competitive technology है आपका Sigfox as well as the Igneo on-ramp. Okay. So these are the different parameters. Based on that, they are going to be compared. The first one is nothing but the frequency band. The LoRaWAN uses the sub-frequency band. Sigfox again uses the same sub-frequency band, while as IGNIU does not uses the sub-frequency band. It can have the 2.4 gigahertz. So the modulation technology that has been implemented by the LoRaWAN is nothing but the CSS, that is nothing but the chip spread effector. Sigfox uses the ultra narrow band, while as IGNIU on-ramp uses the direct sequence spread spectrum. Okay. Then topology star of star tree supported with the RTNA extender. Then डेटा रेट, अभी इसका ये डेटा रेट जो है आपका, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द फ्रीक्वेंसी एज वेल एज द अडेप्टिव डेटा रेट प्रोटोकॉल दैट यू आर यूजिंग. ओके, फ्रीक्वेंसी अगर आपने ये बैंड ये रेंज में यूज़ की है, सो इट्स हैविंग द डेटा रेट रेंज इन द रेंज ऑफ 250 बिट्स पर सेकेंड टू 50 किलो बिट्स, और उससे ज़्यादा अगर 980 बिट्स पर सेकेंड टू 21.9 किलो बिट्स presented into the frequency band of 915 megahertz. Okay, यहाँ पे 100 bits per second as well as 600 bits per second, and here the data rate is present into the kbps. अभी ये भले ही 2.4 गीगाहर्ट्ज़ फ्रीक्वेंसी यूज़ कर रहा है, फिर भी इसका डेटा ट्रांसमिशन रेट कम है, बिकॉज इफ द डेटा ट्रांसमिशन रेट इज लेस, so it comparatively consumes less power. Okay, and may be utilized into the low power devices. Okay, all the technologies are going to be used in the low power wide area network. Adaptive data rate is supported by the LoRaWAN, while as the Sigfox as well as the IGNIU does not support it. Then the payload size, that is what the maximum data that can be transmitted into the LoRaWAN physical frame. So it is in the range of 59 to 230 and 19 to 250 bytes. Okay, this is 12 bytes, and here we can have 6 bytes to 10 kilobytes of data. Then two-way communication, that is a bidirectional communication, is supported into the LoRaWAN, partially supported into the Sigfox, and supported into the IGNIU on-ramp. Okay, and geolocation supported inside of LoRaWAN, not supported into the Sigfox, again not supported into the IGNIU. Then roaming, it is supported but in the version 1.1, not in the 1.0. And the specification, that is what the definition, LoRa Alliance as well as the Semtech physical, then it is the proprietary, and this is again proprietary. So these are the license. Oh sorry, proprietary, unlicensed but the proprietary one. So only the things that you must have to remind, the competitive technologies for the LoRaWANs are nothing but the Sigfox as well as the IGNIU on-ramp. So this is all about the LoRa technology, LoRaWAN technology. Okay. Then the last topic or the last part from the last topic of your syllabus, unit number 2, that is IoT access technology, और उसमें लास्ट टॉपिक है आपका NB-IoT, that stand for the narrow band IoT and other LTE variation. So narrow band IoT, अब इस ये तो आपको डिटेल में स्टडी नहीं है इसकी narrow band IoT की, only we are taking a overview of a narrow band IoT. So narrow band IoT addresses the requirement of a massive number of low throughput devices, the low devices power consumption, और इम्प्रूव इंडोर कवरेज एंड ऑप्टिमाइज नेटवर्क आर्किटेक्चर. देखो LTE जो हमने अभी यूज़ किया है, सो यू नो द GPRS, देन एज, देन 3G, देन 4G. ओके, ये सारी जो टेक्नोलॉजीज़ है, ये जो आपकी LTE टेक्नोलॉजीज़ है, these are going to be used into the mobile communication. Okay, now just देखो, now just compare a smart object to the smartphone. Okay, So smart object can have the memory in terms of a KB. The smartphone can have the memory in terms of a GB. फर्क है या नहीं है? Yes, obviously. Then the smart object can have the processor, or we can say it is based on the microcontroller, but here we can have the microprocessor. ओके, सिंगल चिप की जगह पे यहाँ पे थोड़ा एडवांस चिप रहेगा आपको, तो उसका प्रोसेसिंग कैपेसिटी भी बढ़ सकता है. सो जनरली वट एवर अभी इतना रह के भी इफ़ यू आर यूजिंग द 4G, अभी जब भी हम 4G यूज़ करते हैं, देखो बैटरी कंजम्पशन कैसा होता है आपका, जल्दी ही आपका बैटरी जो है वो ख़त्म हो जाता है, फ़ोन का भी. द सेम बैटरी, ओके, कंपेरेटिवली अब जैसे माइक्रो कंट्रोलर हमने देखा, मेमोरी देखा, सिमिलरली बैटरी, ओके, लिथियम बैटरीज यूज़ होते हैं यहाँ पे भी लिथियम रिचार्जेबल बैटरीज यूज़ होते हैं आपके. सो ये बैटरी अगर देखोगे ये 1 या 2 घंटे में बंद हो जाएगा, या सॉरी 1 या 2 घंटे में पूरा बैटरी ड्रेन हो जाएगा इफ़ यू आर यूजिंग द सिंपली 4G टेक्नोलॉजी और 4G networks for the smart objects, or for the simply we can say the sensors. Right? So these different LTE variation are not going to be utilized by the smart objects. So that's why you must have to make some variation, you must have to make some changes inside of this available technology, so that going to address, okay, so that are going to resolve what the large number of supports, okay, with the low throughput devices जिनका throughput कम है, उसके बाद में लो डिवाइस पावर कंजम्पशन भी कम रहना चाहिए, improve indoor coverage as well as optimize the network in architecture, and all these issues that has not been addressed for the sensors or the smart object by the GPRS ACE 3G as well as the 4G is going to be addressed by the NB-IoT. That is what the narrowband IoT technology. So whatever the disadvantages of the, or we cannot say the disadvantage, whatever the limitations of the different networks available or the GSM networks available with us, so that are not going to be directly utilized by the smart object. So in order to utilize that GSM network by the smart objects, the industry has to come with a new specification, and that new specification is nothing but the NB-IoT. So this NB-IoT is going to be standardized and can have the alliance that is nothing but the 3GPP. Okay, so it's having the number of companies connected together. Okay, so they stand for the 3rd generation partnership project, and there is focuses on the different aspects of the telecommunication. So this 3GPP is responsible for implementation of the end devices, then radio technology transmission कैसे होता है, ये सारी चीज़ें ये टेलीकम्युनिकेशन के एस्पेक्ट जितने हैं वो देखे जाते हैं आपके 3GPP. Okay, so the 3GPP firstly developed the LTE Cat 0. So LTE Cat 0 is nothing but again the first enhancement to better supports of the IoT devices into the 3GPP occurred. Okay, so into the 3GPP or developed by the 3GPP occurred into the LTE release of 12. So LTE Cat is nothing but the LTE release 12 that is implemented by the 3GPP, and that is going to support for the low end devices. Okay, and it can have the maximum data transfer rate of 1 Mbps. Still it's have some difficulties. 1 Mbps स्पीड ज़्यादा हो गया, यानी स्पीड ज़्यादा होगा तो बैटरी कंजम्पशन ज़्यादा होगा, तो लो पावर्ड नहीं है आपका यहाँ पे, या पावर कंजम्पशन जो है वो ज़्यादा रहेगा. ओके, सो दैट it's having or it's implemented the two characteristics. The first one is nothing but the power saving mode. Okay, so after the data transmission the device which is present inside of a network is going to the PSM. That is what a power saving mode. Okay, it is present into the second, millisecond, or in terms of a minutes. After that, the device wake up and यानी डिस्कनेक्ट नहीं होता है, खाली वो वेकअप होता है और उसके बाद में फिर से डेटा ट्रांसमिट करता है और फिर से पावर सेविंग मोड में चला जाता है. एंड दिस LTCAT0 इम्प्लीमेंट्स द हाफ डुप्लेक्स मोड. अभी जैसे हमने देखा था कि LoRaWAN में फुल डुप्लेक्स यूज़ किया गया था. फुल डुप्लेक्स इज गोइंग टू बी यूज इन टू द LoRaWAN. Okay, but NB-IoT supports the half duplex. What is the reason behind that? See, if I am having the sensor, okay, if you are having the sensor and sensor is responsible for sensing some data, and that data is transmitted from sensor to the access point. Okay, so the sensor only responsible for sensing the data and transmitting the data from sensor to the access point. Access point never transmit the data. Some kind of a messages are going to be transmitted, but access point never transmit the data back to the sensor. So that's why there is no requirement of a full duplex. Okay, so that's why the CAT LT0 can have the half duplex times of a data transmission. ओके, हाफ डुप्लेक्स का मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि इधर से डेटा इधर नहीं आएगा, लेकिन एट ए टाइम जो है डेटा जाना और आना, ओके, एट ए टाइम नहीं होगा. सो सेंसर कैन सेंड द डेटा एट ए टाइम और द एक्सेस पॉइंट कैन सेंड द मैसेजेस टू द सेंसर और द स्मार्ट ऑब्जेक्ट. ओके, सो द LTCAT0 uses the half duplex mode. Another variation to the LTCAT0 is nothing but the LTE-M. Again, this is the third generation पार्टनरशिप प्रोजेक्ट. LTE रिलीज़ 13. पहला वाला वो 0 जो था वो आपका 12th रिलीज़ था, ये आपका 13 रिलीज़ है. अब उसके अंदर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स क्या है? इट कैन हैव द लोअर रिसीवर बैंडविड्थ, ओके, so reduced to the 1.4 megahertz, and generally it is the 20 megahertz inside of a GSM. So as it is having the low frequency, so power consumption less होगा. As again it is providing the lower data rate. जैसे यहाँ पे 200 kbps था, LTE0 में वो 1 Mbps था आपका. Again it supports the half duplex mode. Like the power saving mode, the LTE-M uses the enhanced discontinuous reception. That is, it's having the amount of a time and endpoint can sleep between the paging cycle. Paging cycle का मतलब रहता है कि डेटा ट्रांसमिट कब करना है, आफ्टर 15 मिनट, आफ्टर 25 मिनट्स एंड सो ऑन. ओके, कम्युनिकेशन कब करना है. सो अगेन, in addition to this LTE-M, we are having the NB-IoT that recognizing the definition of the new LTE devices categories was again not sufficient to support the LPWA IoT requirement. That is what the low power as well as the wide area. Okay, so the 3GPP specifies the narrowband IoT. So the work starts with the multiple proposal from the different vendor, like the extended coverage GSM, ECGSM by the Ericsson proposal, Nokia sent their proposal, Huawei sent their proposal, OFDM, Qualcomm proposal is there. Okay, so the different proposals are there. So based on that, okay, based on the different proposal, NB-IoT is going to be utilized orthogonal frequency division multiple access in order to support the low power as well as wide area. Low power as well as the wide area. Three different operation or three mode of operations are there inside of a NB-IoT. The first one is nothing but the standalone, where the GSM carrier is going to be utilized for the transmission of the data. In-band operation is there. Okay, so these three mode of operations are going to be used inside of a communication. Okay, so in order to transmit the data, the GSM carrier is going to be used in the standalone mode of operation. If you just go for the in-band kind of operation, so the part of a LTE carrier frequency is going to be used for the transmission of the data, and for the guard band, the NB-IoT carrier is between the range of LTE frequency or the WCDMA frequency, code division multiple access. So basically whatever the Reliance phones previously available with us, so they are based on the WCDMA bands. Okay, the competitive technologies to the LoRaWAN, the competitive technologies to the NB-IoT is nothing but the LoRaWAN. Okay, and whatever the technology that has been discussed by us, so IoT access technology that has been discussed in these chapters are compared over here. So the first, based on the characteristics, whether they are wired or wireless, what kind of a frequency band they are going to be utilizing, then the topology, range as well as the data rate. अभी देखो NB-IoT जो है आपका, ये यूज़ होता है लाइसेंस बैंड के अंदर, लाइसेंस फ्रीक्वेंसी बैंड के अंदर, और बाकी जो फ्रीक्वेंसी बैंड है दोज आर द अनलाइसेंस. ओके, and if you just go for the wired as well as the wireless, only we are having the one technology, that is nothing but the IEEE 19012A is nothing but the wired. That I think so we have discussed when we have discussed the IEEE 1901.2A. Then the frequency band, all the technologies uses the unlicensed 2.4 gigahertz and the subband frequencies. Okay, even though if you just go for IEEE 19001.2A, it also uses the subband frequency, but it uses the CENELEC A as well as CENELEC B, FCC as well as the ARIC. So these are the different frequency band utilized inside of different region, okay, different, or we can say the different countries for the wired communication. Okay. And Wi-Fi and the LoRaWAN are purely utilizing unlicensed sub-frequency. So they are not operated on the 2.4 gigahertz. They are operated in the less than 1 gigahertz. Okay. Topologies, star mesh, mesh, star going to be utilized. So, but most of the IoT implementations are going to be utilizes the concept of a mesh. Okay, only where the concept of a gateway and the access point is there, so they are based on the star. Then range, medium, long as well as the long. Low range किसी के लिए नहीं है और short range किसी के लिए नहीं है, देखो. Okay, and the data rate is always low because you must have to transmit the data with the long distance. So data rate उसका कम ही रहना चाहिए. कम data rate रहेगा तो power consumption भी आपका कम रहेगा. So in this way we have completed your unit 2. In this way we have completed your unit 2. So we are